If they can get to the stage where Anti-Mage is strong enough where he doesn't die into one single coil, I think they're in a pretty good spot here.
Well, we'll see if that indeed is going to be the case, if they can, you know, make all the good things happen, if he doesn't end up dying in the coil, and they can end it off 2-0. As it stands right now, again, standings across the board for these tiebreaker scenarios. Nigma won game number 1. OG obviously beat Talon. Tundra took down Nouns, and Beast Coast beat Liquid. So if we see all of the other teams win and it's all 1-1, that's a 4-way tie. Otherwise, it can't be a 4-way tie. So that's basically what we're looking for worst case scenario or best case scenario, depending on how you're looking at it. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
30 seconds to battle.
We will indeed. And I also very curious about the Beastmaster this game.
Okay.
Against the Anti-Mage. We saw in a other game where the Beastmaster decided to skip axes and go straight into the boar and into the aura, which looked pretty good, especially if you're playing versus an Anti-Mage, but it looks like Jabs isn't going to do that, as he's starting with a Basilius and a Mango, wants to spam out the axes, but if you get an early point and counterspell or you mana break the Beastmaster, he won't be able to do that axe play, and maybe part of the reason why they picked this Anti-Mage into Beast, because if you burn Beast mana, he doesn't have much going for him anymore.
True. Can be tough to make that play happen, though. It requires probably some, like, I guess a little bit rough positioning from Jabs to sort of get caught out by that, I would imagine. Although I guess he could just end up, you know, stepping a bit too far forward or what have you.
Well, that's the Vanguard in play, right? Like, he'll do it later.
Yeah.
If he has some regen, he can trade with you. But yeah, the first couple levels, I think, are very important for Talon if they want to win this top lane.
Okay.
There's a tri-lane up here.
They're ready for it. And already TP coming in from ET. ET loves to be a part of those tri-lanes.
Tri versus tri? What?
And Taiga
ET TP'd up there. Now Taiga's going to TP bot. You're stuck up there if you're Ollie. Q's going to have to go bot now. Or this is really awkward.
I mean, do they just aggro try the AM and it works?
I don't think this works.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
I really don't think so.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting start. I don't know how I feel about it. 23 is getting punched, but Q is here to help. Well,
now you got 2 melees against Anti-Mage instead of a ranged.
Yeah, that is a little scary, isn't it? And Chu just doing his pass over the tango thing is bringing out more tangos also for Yuragi.
Talon, 23.
Oh, dropping, down low, down bottom, and DM takes first blood. Yeah, yep. Things looking good for OG.
You know how I mentioned Lifesteal is good against Tide?
Yeah.
Not at level 1 when you get gushed in the face and you only have passives available.
That's fair.
And we're gonna get another gush here.
Oh my god. Q is gone.
Yeah, that's not good. You're gonna get boots now on DM. Might bring out some clarities or mangoes to get his mana up so he can keep spamming here. Going into arcane boots. Wraithband is available. What a start for DM here on his Tidehunter.
I know. I mean, across the board, look at OG. They're winning all 3 of these lanes right now.
And part of this has to do with the fact that they were tri-laning top for like a wave there, and you just couldn't get CS and Savage just to harass after harass while they're figuring out how they wanted to do these lanes on top.
Kodo gets solo killed by BZM.
What?
Dude, they are absolutely destroying Talon in this series.
What? How do you just get solo killed again? In the mid lane. Alright, outplayed by BZM here. We don't see these solo kills in mid lane very much.
Particularly not for a puck. Right? Like, that's crazy. So Ollie does come back bottom. That TP top really, I feel like hurt Talon a lot.
You shall not.
It was an interesting response to the fact that OG was just starting as a tri-lane. An overreaction, I want to say. Or maybe it was completely intentional, and they wanted to just swap it up and put Inch in the safe lane, but it's not working out for them.
No, not really. And Yuragi, after being past a bunch of tangos from Chu, does have his Ring of Health coming out. 700 gold from finishing off that Vanguard. And, well, OG they're getting everything that they want out of this laning stage, and particularly mid. 23-3 versus 13-2 for Makoto. Has not been able to get what he wants out of this laning stage. Yuragi just keeps blinking forward, burning jabs his mana, and this is even before the Vanguard. He's going to have a completely free game.
Yeah, and I can tell that their laning stage thing was a mistake because Ollie, in the end, ended up back in the bottom lane here. And then they threw Q in the top, so they might be kicking themselves a little bit after this laning stage here.
Taiga wrapping around. Is he walking back top now? So because Tide has had such a good start, DM comfortable just pulling waves, Taiga is walking all the way to the top side. So that way, if they try and TP again, he is going to be set up to TP out and continue to mess with them.
Yeah, Tide Hunter, 4 minutes, mana boots, Wraith Band. He's chilling. He doesn't really need much help in this lane.
Well, they will see this on Talon. Taiga was underneath a ward when they headed over, trying to find and put some pressure here onto Q. And, well, Talon playing a little bit safe with Taiga nearby.
Anyway, this ends pretty much for OG. Unless, never mind, unless Chu dies.
Yeah, that's
just kidding. I was going to say, anyway, this ends here for OG. They're winning because they're going to be getting to farm top lane. Well, in theory, Talon shouldn't be farming anything, but a bit of an overstep there from Chu. It creates one situation that probably shouldn't have happened. Them being 3 heroes top and then losing a hero 2 versus 3.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And Taiga is actually just going to walk back towards bottom, maybe try and secure a 6-minute rune. But yeah,
not get the courier?
Okay.
Uh-oh. That had a chainmail on it, so Savage's phase boots have been killed.
Okay. And still cutting waves while this is all happening. Makoto lays down a ward for himself that is pinged, I think, pretty quickly. And again, up top, Yuragi left completely alone, has the Vanguard coming out to him.
6-minute rune.
Ooh, oh, they almost got the snipe on the courier there with Q, but it wasn't going to happen. And now, Chu in trouble. Going to be found, going to be killed. Another death for the Rubik. The BZM, he's still going to be blessed with the illusion rune there.
Yeah, Makoto really wanted that last hit there, but unfortunately was unable to get it. But Inch with gold isn't necessarily bad either. Maybe not the most impactful right now, but maybe that can snowball to a situation where you've seen these Inches get super farmed and do a lot of damage.
Oh, speaking of, he's keeping the sights right now on the Willow. Uses that stomp. Taiga needs to be careful. The Echo Stomp is there. Taiga, ooh, barely getting away from it.
These moves are pretty good for Talon, though, overall. Like, sure, Lifestealer isn't stopping Tide from farming, and in fact, okay, that was... Nobody saw that in bot lane, but I'll say what happened. DM pulled the wave into the Ogre camp.
Yeah.
Anchor smashed it, then the Ogres did the Ogre smash and took 3 CS away from him, I think.
Oh my god.
But jabs in the meanwhile, world of pain here.
Yeah. Oh, good sleep though. Keeps him alive for the moment. Yuragi going to be lifted, pulled back in. Q is in the area. We'll have some pretty good pure damage to throw back onto Taiga, who's going to die to it. And Yuragi, once the mana's gone, doesn't do that much damage to Ollie. But BZM makes the rotation, and well, that's going to be enough. Chu gonna die another time. A double kill for Q, but so too for BZM, who is now off to a wonderful start for the Zeus. Top net worth.
I always knew that this matchup was good for Zeus, but I feel like it shouldn't be this good. This is absurd.
Yeah.
How well he's doing in the mid lane compared to this Puck. I think it came down to probably a bit of misplay on Makoto and getting that solo kill. Doesn't get much easier from there, but he just jumps in and takes it.
Oh, the regen
Will he
rune.
be punished?
They're trying to. A lot of rotations in. BZM makes the move over. Does he have another jump? No, but they will find Makoto. No more mana. Gonna try and jaunt away. And Yuragi still chasing. Will have another blink in a bit, but he can't get him. Makoto gonna live.
All right, I was talking about having a good start on Zeus. He just suicides to get a regen rune. At least he didn't pop it, so he's got that available for him to potentially just farm with if he wants to.
Right. Not completely clean play coming out from OG after a very hot start. But you are still seeing a free farm Zeus, a free farm Tidehunter, Anti-Mage, pretty unobstructed. The game feeling very good for OG overall in spite of those couple of deaths.
Yeah, I think you're pretty happy and tied in this situation. Getting to farm this medium camp over and over again, along with the wave. Lifestealer is still a bit ahead because he's doing the same thing, but farming the big camp there.
Right.
But either way, this is a matchup where you probably can't lane at all versus Lifestealer, so getting free farm and a little more, not much more you could ask for.
Well, they're going to try and go now onto AM. This is a big kill if they can get it. Roar is ready, leashed, but dead. So the rotation coming in to try and punish this, see if they can find anybody. Jabs, doesn't get the Roar off, decides not to use it. And will be interrupted again and taken down. Well, they also find the big creep from the Beastmaster to kill off.
Yep. Things are not going so bad for Talon anymore. They're making some plays on the map. The Zeus going down into killing the Anti-Mage there is quite big. We're starting to see a lot of the value this Puck does have. Everyone that he Dream Coils is in threat of dying. And I think their support duo is something we're going to have to keep an eye on is... Alright, we got the rune on Makoto too. It was a click fiesta. And Makoto did win that one over BZM, but BZM trying to solo kill him here.
Oh my... Oh, good dodge.
He dodged it.
Good dodge. And now gets punished. Oh, BZM still though, is it going to be enough? Needs the vision, dodging away, almost enough. 10 HP is what he lived on right there. And Taiga trying to save BZM's life. He does find the kill onto the ET. 23 Savage trying to find him, but he will have enough to get the kill.
And Taiga here too.
Oh my god, Makoto,
double
big plays.
That's armlet now. They got a siege creep in the mid lane. They're going to at least force Glyph here, but I think Enchantment's up in 3 seconds from the Enchantress, so they should take this tower, if even they want to take a melee creep. But maybe don't even need to. He's going to do it anyway. And this mid tower is done, so how confident can BZM be, or how overconfident can he be with these plays here? He's trying to outplay them, but getting outplayed himself.
I think it's one of those things where, I mean, you know, we talked about kind of the rough matchup in the laning stage at the very least, but at the fundamental level, you know, these players on Puck, when it's low ping, they're very, very good at being able to wait it out. And he was almost always going to dodge that Thunder God's Wrath, it feels like. Really, really well done by the Puck to make that move. And tower down. DM wants to get involved now. He's been saving up his time, has the mechanism done, can go for some type of a move up to the top side of the map. Who are they going to find, though? Makoto is going to be there to break the smoke. DM runs right into him. Hello, hello, how are you? Just like that. Talon, they dodge a gank.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yep.
attack.
And I think if you're... Okay. Taiga?
Rooted. Okay. Breaks the coil, backs away.
Yeah, BCM's there to back him up, so they're just gonna back it up there. Meanwhile, Uragi's just taking a free tier 1 tower bot, so a little bit of space made.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
And they get the stack.
Oh, that's big.
Or do they?
He stole a couple of those creeps, and I think that in the end, he is going to get a few more. Another one. Yeah, he got most of that stack actually on Puck still. Still sharing XP. Q goes down to the Thunder God's Wrath. And Talon, when they bring numbers on OG, they are at least able to make those solid plays.
So things have been going pretty decent for Talon, but it's not reflecting that much in the network still. The Puck is still struggling really hard. The Beast isn't having the best game. They're making up most of the heavy lifting here with the Lifestealer. Completely free farming the map here, as he is going to outfar the Anti-Mage until Anti-Mage gets Battle Fury.
Right.
But she's still a decent ways away, so they're going to have a timing here. We're going to have a very fast Deso on top of this Lifestealer. What can you make happen with it? I think the Blink Dagger on Puck, it's going to be important. I think he needs to rush that immediately, because this Lifestealer needs that Vessel to get into these fights here, and they're going to have to use the Lifestealer in this game.
And Uragi good game sense. Seeing nobody on the map, went to the left, broke the smoke, and then walked back and blinks to the right. And that keeps him alive, because that coil comes out, yeah, I think he's just dead.
There's a chance, unless you get like good fear on the Dark Willow, who is sort of nearby. So it was a smoke attempt. They really wanted that kill, but good game from Suragi, just backing it out there.
So building up some more stacks in the jungle right now as DM tries to harass back Makoto, keeping him under control and keeping this game from falling too quickly out of hand for OG, because I do still look at this lineup of Beastmaster, Enchantress. It feels like they have the tools to try and shut down these areas in some extent, but they, you know, we're going to want to wait for that home of the Overlord, and that's where it feels like the tempo is really going to be turned up.
I think you do have to hit that timing for sure, but the big problem right now is DM. The raid boss himself, with Greaves available, bringing in the cloak. Even with that helm, how do you kill this man?
Yeah.
You're going to have to bring the Lifestealer, I think. With Lifestealer, I could see a world where he dies. With this Desolator. He actually infested a small creep mid, as they're in kill off Q. Can he make something happen with this?
Tries to. BZM jumps away. Chu seals the rage, tries to walk out. They're going on different targets. This is not good for Talon. As 23 Savage, now maybe in some more trouble, does not have rage, does not have infest, doesn't have a life. He just dies. He went in so hard for that, and it just didn't work. And now Yuragi gonna try and chase down Makoto. Mana Void still has it if he wanted to use it, waiting for his timing. Blinks in for the chase. Chu is off to the side. There, gets the silence on the puck, and Yuragi right on top. Mana Void is ready, but doesn't want to pop it yet. Now maybe he's gone in too far. Waiting, silence, out Yuragi. He's gonna die instead.
Chu baited him so hard.
Oh man, I thought that he was just gonna Mana Void, but well, now Taiga coming in to clean up with BZM. Right on top of Makoto, goes for the fear, hits onto the puck, tries to find enough for the control and the kill, and it's gonna be there. BZM cleans up this time. Gotta be careful though. 23 Savage is coming back into this. The lift from Chu buys a little bit of space, but DM's still there. 17 stick charges. Do they want to keep going for more of the fight that does not end? Taiga out of mana to the side. No bottle charges for him. Greaves back up in 23. And it looks like with the silence out, 23 Savage will be able to walk that one off. Mayhem.
Look how much damage Zeus did in that fight. He's just sitting there, spamming over and over again. 5,000 damage in that one single fight. They have to be able to jump here onto... Alright, they're not going to make a jump on the mid lane, as Ryogi's going to chase him.
Oh my god, the Invis rune. Makoto. He's just going to get away. Invis or haste, he would have been fine.
Yeah, it all stems back to that one fight where 23 Savage just hard commits for Zeus. I don't know if he thought the Heavenly Jump was on cooldown or what was going on there, but he just jumps away from the Lifestealer. They catch him with the coil, but then Savage already stopped chasing him. So they had some really weird targeting in that. A lot of miscommunication, I guess, is what I'm getting at, and ended up in a very long, drawn-out fight where you eventually get baited on the anti-mage as well by the silence on the Rubik, but it didn't matter at the end of the day. BZM continuously pumping out the damage.
Right. Well, and now they've bought enough time through this big watermelon of a hero of DM to get to Yuragi's Battle Fury, which, again, doesn't necessarily, you know, allow him to jump into these fights and do all that crazy stuff, but he is going to do some pretty serious farming over the next couple minutes, unless he dies to the combo, but they didn't have Puck there. Too difficult to go on that AM up top, and it's OG getting the tower mid.
But the Blink Dagger is now online for Puck. This is not one of those Puck games where you're going to see Puck just keep farming and eventually become that beast that's 5-slotted and kill everyone. This Puck has to get active. I think you have to infest with a Lifestealer, get a couple kills now while you can on this Anti-Mage before he gets way too tanky. Savage is still incredibly farmed here, so use his hero. Use his coil off cooldown. I think Jabs and Makoto themselves are not going to really kill much. They're too low net worth. Savage has to get active.
And they're doing it just that right now. So the smoke up They're actually not going in the direction of Yuragi, and Yuragi, a little bit afraid, is going to go back to farm some ancients. Taiga going to be the first point of contact. Ooh.
I think you be patient here. Don't jump out if you're 23. Maybe the Zeus will show. You can get the coil, and that'll be the best target here.
Well, they will have a lot of time to think about it.
They see BZ.
No, but they see Willow. So they saw Taiga there.
Yeah.
Interesting. And he's already in the Shadow Realm before the silence comes out. Dude, that was like almost... I mean, how many frames different? We have time to look at it. So I'm going to look at the combat log real quick. Which obviously we're not going to be able to show on stream, but that's fine. I'm going to just look at it and see what happened. Puck. Attacker, puck. Or no, I actually know all. Wait, where is it? How do I do this? God, it's been so long since I've done the combat log.
In game?
Yeah. All right. So, so Dark Willow.
We're going.
All right, we're going. It was the same tick. It was 0.1 second difference that Taiga got that Shadow Realm off between that and the silence getting off. It was 0.333 versus 0.2222, and Taiga lives because of that.
Reaction times and or ping.
Well, get closer to the servers, everybody.
Yep, that's all you got to do.
And you too can be as good as Taiga.
I could never be as good as him. I have to play on 80 ping minimum.
True.
Sad.
That's what's holding us back, man.
Of course.
You know?
That should help.
All right. 10 to 13, 1,000 gold separating these two teams. As this goes later and later, I've been talking about this in terms of like AM just taking over the game and it falling apart completely. Is that true? Is there a chance that if this goes late, Talon can compete with them in the late game scenario?
Oh yeah, for sure. This is a completely different game. The fact that you have the puck in a lifesteal this farmed always gives you a chance.
All right.